Well, yesterday was a pretty full-on day. Meesh got sick. She's, stomach's been bothering her. We're gonna go get some food in us. Gonna try to make the best of our last day in Mui Ne and kind of take it easy. Nothing too exciting. So before we get started, I want to remind you guys, you want to have health insurance. That's why this video is sponsored by Safety Wing. What's up, guys? I'm in Mysore, India. I'm chilling with this cow here. If this cow were to give me mad cow disease, I would want to have health insurance. And if you're going to live as an expat, you're going to want to have health insurance too. He's either biting me or licking me. He's licking me. Aw, hello.
You're so cute.
See, if I get sick from touching this cow, I want to have health insurance, right? So Safety Wing is a good health insurance for people like me who travel around the world and live in interesting places. I'm covered. If I get sick in India, at least I got health insurance. Safety Wing is designed for people who move around and who travel, so it's the perfect health insurance for people who live our kind of lifestyle. So now we're gonna go try to get some food in us at this place called You and Me Cafe Bar. Supposed to be good, so let's get some nutrition in us and see where the day takes us.
The menu looks delicious.
Yeah, and it looks like a nice coffee section also. Looks like a nice place in general.
So we're at the cafe, and they got free Wi-Fi. A lot of restaurants here, they have free Wi-Fi. They have, you know, coffee, tea, iced tea, fresh juice, smoothie.
They're very expensive by Mui Ne standards.
Yeah.
But they have really good reviews, so I think that probably means you're getting something of very good quality, I hope.
Also, they're like 2 minutes from our guest house, so we want to try it.
And we'll have a chance to check it out, see, you know, if it justifies the cost. Because think about it, guys, you can go get an omelet on a piece of bread out here for fucking $1.
25.
You know, and like 2 eggs for maybe like $1.30, $1.20, right? Whereas this place is charging about $100K average to $120K a dish. So that's about $4 to $5 a dish, and that's about like what you would pay for a Western feed in Vung Tau. And Vung Tau is decidedly more expensive than here. So let's see. It does look like a nice environment. You know, it's like a nice little cafe. They have Wi-Fi. So hopefully I'm getting a decent feed. All right, so our coconut coffee has arrived. This bad boy is about 45, so that's pretty normal for a coconut coffee, 45,000 B&D. So maybe right around $2 or so, give or take. And let's see if it's any good. Oh yeah.
It's good?
That's really good. And it's not like obnoxiously sweet. Like sometimes coconut coffees can be like this, and the coffee itself is very good. It like blends and tastes like really smooth altogether, kind of.
So we got a free juice. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, the guy just brought us out a juice, Memphi.
Wow, delicious.
I gotta tell you, even though like it's more expensive than your average like eatery in Vung Tau, like I think between the service, like look, they're giving you free drinks and shit like that. Between the quality of this coconut coffee being one of the best coconut coffees I've definitely had, at least in a while, and the fact that they do things like avocado toast and stuff like that, then I think it's pretty justified, and it seems like it's a pretty nice place. But I'm really curious to see what the food looks like because I'm starving. All right, so this is the omelet, and Meesh is working on the avocado toast.
Delicious.
So I would say that for 100K, this is pretty fair, considering what you're getting. You're in a sit-down place that has like Wi-Fi and has specialty coffees. The seating is pretty comfortable. You can see like there's like cushions on the seats, and this side is like a little padded. And the staff is nice, and they gave us a free juice. Comes with like, you know, Western stuff like crushed red pepper and like that kind of thing, right? So those are like things that you don't always find at a restaurant, right? So I would say it's pretty fair. Can you get an omelet with some bread for like $1? Yeah, for sure you can. But again, you're getting a few other things here too with the ambiance. So I would recommend people check this place out if you're over in this area. All right, so that whole meal came out to $10.20 with coffee at a sit-down place. So I got a coffee. Michelle's still not feeling good to be drinking any of that stuff now, but
I had a juice.
the guys gave us free juice. So all that was with $10.20, not bad at all. So again, even though Mui Ne is really cheap, and you can find, like I said, eggs on bread for like $1 or less. You know, you're paying a little bit more at some of these mid-range places because it has some comforts, and you know they're basically selling a product that's a little bit higher standard. And this is the thing: if you've never lived in Asia, guys, you can scale up and you can scale down. And sometimes very cheap places make very good products, and sometimes there's places where it's worth paying a little bit more for a certain standard, right? So, you know, you just have to take your time as you live in these countries, and eventually you'll start to kind of figure out how the market works, because it doesn't work exactly the same as the West. There's a lot less regulation, you know? It's interesting that it's a communist country, but then at the same time, like, business and entrepreneurial like enterprise is far less constricted by things like zoning. So yeah, just take your time and move slow when you first come to a place like this. Don't assume that the things you think are normal from your country are the way things work here. But yeah, it's great to be in Mui Ne, and we're enjoying Tet and Year of the Snake. So yeah, we're gonna just see what we get into today, guys. Again, no real plans, just letting the day make itself. All right, so I just met the German gentleman who owns this cafe here, and you and me, him and his wife, really good people, really solid. And again, I'm really happy with that feed, because you know, even though you can find egg and cheese omelet for way less in Mui Ne, I feel like the quality I got there, the portion, the complimentary service of the tea, of the juice, what a nice place. And this is what makes Mui Ne unique, guys. Like, you could go to a place in Vung Tau and you'll have a Western feed, and like it'll be a fair portion, it'll be good, but you're not going to be getting that like somebody coming over and giving you free juice shit. It's not. This is something that you get here because it's still country. The vibe is still laid back. People are still friendly. So if you're in this part of Vietnam, that's 95% the reason why you want to be out here. Also, a lot of Russian people like it. There's a big tourism sector based around Russians, and you can see it. Most businesses will have Cyrillic, and they'll have English as well as Vietnamese on them. There's some nightclubs that are catering specifically to that market, and you know, even a lot of the Russians, I'm pretty sure, are probably kite surfing. It's just like you go out there on the beach, man, at like 5 o'clock, right around sunset, and you just see so many people doing it. And what's really nice about Mui Ne, guys, is because it's a kite surfing destination, it's so windy that a lot of the pollution blows away right away from here. So they don't have as much air quality issues as like Nha Trang or Vung Tau. Like, they'll still get their bad days, but for the most part, the wind that comes off of the ocean does a very good job of moving the pollution around. Now, what is a problem up here is cops. They're very famous in Vietnam for going very hard on any kind of tourist driving without paperwork and having roadblocks and things like that. So either you want to move around using Grab, or you want to move around using cars or whatever. You know, you can talk to private cabbies, or you want to get your own motorbike and get your license and all that stuff legitimately. People who work with us for our service, we have people who do all that for them, so they can help them get set up with their license, their driving tests, and they even teach them how to drive if necessary. So again, just something that we offer for the clients that are working with us for their relocations. But yeah, if you do end up staying in a place like Mui Ne, you know, it's something to be aware of. You will have to worry a little bit about getting pulled over. So make sure, you know, if you do plan to stay in this part of Vietnam, that you get yourself a Vietnamese driver's license. So guys, this one has a scorpion in it, and it looks like a cobra. This one is like some kind of a snake. Again, scorpion. I mixed in with the ginseng because it makes you quay strong, you know. I don't know, I've never had a shot of that stuff. I think I would try it though. I'd probably go blind and end up dropping dead, but I'm sure at least for a minute or two I would have superpowers. So one of the more annoying things about Mui Ne is that the resorts take up all of the waterfront for the most part. Not all of it, but like a lot of it. And because of that, you have no access to the sea. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because there would be no beach unless they build barriers and pay for it to try to sell it as a service with their resort, right? So what I recommend is, there's a few spots that are kind of open and have decent access. We're gonna go to one of them now, I think. I think we're heading to the one I'm thinking of. Again, I'm not 100% sure even, but there are a few access points that, you know, and then there's certain points where it's just like you go out and it's like almost like you're standing on a pipe that goes out into the water surrounded by rocks. So it's kind of a weird setup here. What I suggest to people who are coming to Mui Ne is just find a resort that's really nice on the outside of town and ask them, if you buy like a meal or you know, coffee or something, are you allowed to use their services? There's a lot of the resorts will let you do it, especially in the low season. So that's one way to get access to a decent beach. And again, the further you go out of the center, the more likely you are to find places that are willing to do something like that for you. Again, bigger brands that are more used to dealing with foreigners, you know, you may be able to pay them like a day fee to use their resort. And some of them I would suggest just call in advance or message, because they'll be on Facebook or on Yalo, and you can always ask, hey, how much is it for a day pass to use your facilities? Because as you guys can see, like it's basically like the whole beachfront is separated from the town by this combination of resorts and retail, and then the beach itself only has like a handful of access points. So that is a negative for Mui Ne, especially if you're on foot. But if you're driving, it's really less of a big deal. But then again, like I was saying, if you're driving, you make sure you have your paperwork, because this part of Vietnam, they're known for really going hard on you, you know, real just get money kind of mindset when it comes to the foreigners. So that tall building on the right there, that's the Vipple. If you go to the top floor of that, they have like a fancy restaurant. But you don't even need to bother if you just want the good view. Go to the floor the restaurant's on, and then look out on the fire escapes, because the view is the same view. It's pretty epic view, actually. I was hoping they would have had like a little cafe in it, but it didn't. It was just like some kind of weird barbecue thing. That was the only thing you could buy. I was thinking, man, that would have been nice to go up there and like buy a coffee or something, you know. But it's a fantastic view from up there, and that's a good landmark for you guys, because we're about to be near one of the public openings to the beach. Actually, a quite nice one. It's like pretty close to this. So if you are looking for an opening into the beach that isn't 100% resorts, you can use the Vipple as a good place to land from. I'll show you guys where the entrance is. It's just up ahead a bit. You can see here now the resorts are starting to get swankier and more grand. It's a little bit nicer as you go down this way, guys. To be honest, as you get further and further out of Mui Ne to like the kind of areas where it's largely like resorts and there's some hills, that's when you really get some really crazy, beautiful accommodation for not so much. And all those resorts will have their own beach access. I mean, you can stay at the resorts down here. They also have their own beach access, but it is kind of weird. It's like, that's why I say it's like a beach town without a beach. You know, there is beaches, but like it's mostly like private, and a lot of it's been kind of eroded by wind. So, you know, they have to build these huge seawalls in order to contain some kind of a beach. You know, it's kind of a unique situation. Mui Ne is kind of a unique place. All right, this is what you're looking for. Mui Ne Kite School, 100 meters. And you're next to this resort here, and adjacent to this kind of tallish building. This is where you want to go to get ocean access. And this is central parts of Mui Ne. Now, this is not really central Mui Ne. It's kind of almost at the end of it. But it is central enough to where if you're staying in, you know, anywhere really along the strip, you can get here without it costing too much money. Now, the main thing, guys, is if you're moving around Mui Ne, what you have to understand is that Mui Ne is all one road. So even though it's only one road, it's one road where the distance could be something crazy. Like it could be as much as like 7, 8, even 10 kilometers, and it's still off of the one road, and it's still all Mui Ne. right? So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about moving around or going places. Like distances, even though it is one road, distances can be really crazy here. Yeah, so we came through here yesterday and showed you this. You guys should remember the noodle lady if you saw our previous video. This is a very nice beach, and it's still pretty much central in Mui Ne. But again, central is up to interpretation because it's a long ass road, winded too, like a really, really long ass road. So yeah, this is something you'll find when you're in the inner parts of Mui Ne. There's a lot of street art on these roads that lead to beaches or that lead to even the opening in an ocean, like what we showed you the first day we were out here, where, you know, the road kind of terminates with some big cement rocks, and like there's beaches, but they're inside of private resorts. This beach is not one of those. This beach you can just walk up to and rock up and do what you want to do. But it does border resorts, so at some point it becomes the resort's property. But how much they enforce foreigners walking on it, or anybody walking on it in general, is dependent on the place. Some of them, they don't really care if you're walking through their beach, and some of them they do. They'll send a security and chase you away. So yeah, it is what it is. Little Mui Ne. Anyway guys, we're about to come into the tornado, so forgive me if it's me yelling over a wind tunnel. I warn you in advance. It's very windy in this city. All right, so as you guys can see, this is the Mui Ne Bay Kite School. This is probably the easiest entry point into this area here. And this is one of the beaches you can just rock up to.
My biggest size is 11.
All right, so I'm grabbing a coconut. Bamoi, probably very expensive, but I could care less. It's convenience tax. Foreigner happy to pay it. Meesh snoozing, trying to recover. Come on, Yuchi. You can see the kites are up. Maybe not like as many as yesterday though. And oh, there's a dog over there. Yeah. Kind of a nice day to be over at the beach. I'm just sad that Meesh's stomach is bothering her. It's weird too, because it, you know, didn't bother me. So I'm wondering if maybe she just, like, when we were running around a lot yesterday, just overdid it. You know, could be something like that. But also sometimes, you know, one person gets some kind of a food poisoning and the other one doesn't. Like it's happened before where it was me and she didn't. So, you know, I don't know. It's like that's what makes it so hard to pinpoint what it is, you know. But at least we got some electrolytes in her and some fresh air. You know, the ocean breeze is good. This is what it's all about, guys. Living the life that you actually want to live. Having time to pursue your interests and to get things done for yourself, for your family. No one's going to sit here and tell you that every day is perfect and that there aren't challenges and ups and downs, but it is a tool. And you can come to these places, leverage your strong passport, leverage your capital, find employment in some places, or in other places find opportunity through business and investment. And you don't have to live a life that you're not satisfied with. You don't have to work constantly and struggle. There doesn't have to be a grind, right? But that being said, you do need to be financially responsible, because places like this have a lot of freedom, and there is going to be nobody looking over your shoulder to make sure you and yours is okay. So being in Southeast Asia is good, and it offers opportunities, but you can also really cause yourself, you know, a lot of hard times and struggle if you are irresponsible. And remember, even, you know, even if you are concerned about, you know, something going wrong or risk or something happening in terms of your health or physical safety, just remember you could also get hit by a bus in your hometown and never go anywhere. You know, you could walk across the street and get smacked by a truck. So whether you do that in your hometown or you do that somewhere where you're having a better quality of life for less money with more opportunities, that's up to you. And for me, I don't hate my country. I love things about America. There's a lot of positive stuff. You know, we're the first country to not have a king. You know, we were the first country to put people into space. I think compared to some of the villains that exist in the world, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect country, but we are definitely who I would much rather see in charge compared to some of the authoritarian dictatorships. So it's not like I hate my country. I just I just found better opportunity and a better standard of living in different markets. And you know, I choose my countries and my locations carefully. You guys can see from my trip to India, the places I stayed are not the kind of places that people stereotypically imagine India to have, you know. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing something different, you're open-minded, you're flexible, you're willing to adjust, you know, even if you don't live in these countries forever, you can definitely come here, make money, make connections, and then eventually settle down somewhere that you do find suitable, even if that is back in your own country. So we stopped at a place called Mui Ne Coffee Station, another pretty good cafe out here. I'm getting a sandwich, and we're trying to put some yogurt in this one. She's not feeling well, so I don't know if we're gonna go to the sand dunes today, guys, but we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, these videos are not rehearsed. It's just reality of what we get into. And if Meesh is feeling like she can't do it, then we're gonna stay home and nurse the Meesh. But if she feels better after a snack, then maybe we'll go. So that's kind of like where we're at the moment. This place has really good prices. Like coffees are pretty cheap. I got a smoothie. You know, it looks like they're doing like all kinds of different. And like I was saying before, how everything's in Cyrillic and English. You know, they have the banh mi's. Like really not bad for a nice sit-down coffee place. It's pretty cool. Poor Meesh, man. Oh. I hate when she feels sick. So we got Meesh and iced yogurt. This is 30,000, so like $1. I hope it brings her back to life. I'm really rooting for feeling better today. I've got the banh mi and I got a matcha smoothie. And again, this place is so cheap, guys. Like basically like $1 an item. So pretty nice. All right, this is my $1 matcha. This looks like a pretty good smoothie, actually. And it looks like they put the matcha on the top. I like when they do that. Oh yeah, that's hella good. All right, my omelet showed up. Yo, that's a big omelet. That's like probably well, at least 2 eggs. All right, banh mi. All right, we got, so this is again, this is like $1, guys. $1.10, $1.20, something like that. It's a good snack. Can't beat that. All right, since Meesh isn't feeling too well, we're gonna go see Dr. Dong. Dr. Dong has pretty good reviews. He's got a little clinic over here. So we're gonna go check out Dr. Dong's clinic and hopefully get the Meesh sorted out so she feels better today. We tried doing sugar snacks and stuff and it's not quite doing the trick, so we're gonna go see if they can give us something a little stronger than Imodium. So this is called Life Clinic. So little unplanned medical tourism for you guys. Okay, Dr. Dong. We're outside of Dr. Dong's and he is very nice. He started Meesh with Imodium and paracetamol, but he said that if she still doesn't feel well to come back here and he'll take care of her and sort it out. So that's great. Hopefully that will address the issue. But yeah, no, Dr. Dong. It's like a pharmacy, but it's a pharmacy where they have like a little clinic next to it, and it's attached to it. So I guess if you need something sorted out, you know, they got the basic stuff. Like we went with just your normal Imodium and paracetamol. He did say probiotics are good for the stomach, so we'll probably try to have Meesh drinking a lot of yogurt today. I don't know what's going on. I don't think she feels good enough for us to go do the sand dunes, but either way, guys, it's still, you know, this is the reality of living in Southeast Asia. This is real, you know, it's not some travel video, it's not scripted. So red sand dunes are out, the Meesh is fucked, and I'm not leaving her by herself. So tonight, maybe she'll feel better. We'll try to go to the food court maybe again, have another feed, or yeah, it is what it is though. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's just was the red sand dunes, right? Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, we could go, but I don't know, like
it's just like the long car ride. I don't know if I want to last, you know?
Right.
I don't want to throw up in this car or something, you know?
Right. So, all right, well, that's what it is, guys. So you got to take care of those you love. And Mui Ne's fun. We got to go to Ferry Stream yesterday. That was cool. I enjoy just hanging around the town, going to the beach anyway. It's a nice place. It's definitely worth the time. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Meesh feels better. All right, so it's back to base camp to recuperate with the Meesh. We're back on our little alleyway here. So we have deposited Meesh in a comfortable place. Have lots of water, some Imodium, some paracetamol. And for me, it's time to kick it on the porch with some strong wine. 15%. The name is great, isn't it? Yeah, strong wine. Okay. And I'm gonna take in the view. And this will be my day. I've been to the red sand dunes before, so it's not a big deal. We have video on it actually. You guys could check it out in our Mui Ne playlist from the last time we were here, but like, I would have liked to have gone again and just gotten some new photos for Meesh and I, like some of my favorite photos for stuff we use for like content and stuff, even on our website, and you know, it's photos from when we were in Mui Ne because of how beautiful it was. So a little bit sad, but this is the reality, guys. This is Southeast Asia. You know, you're not going to Austria. You know, like there's a chance that you could get food poisoning. There's a chance you could get worse. I ended up in the hospital for 10 days from food poisoning with a blood clot in my stomach when I first moved here. Me and Michelle both had pneumonia when we first moved here because your immune system isn't used to the bacteria, and this is a tropical environment, you know? So you can definitely get messed up out here. Like, I sell the referral code for Safety Wing in the videos, but it's actually not a bad idea for you guys to have some health insurance. You can pay cash out here though. You can pay out of pocket. It's not crazy expensive, but just in case like you do encounter something that's kind of big, it's good to have some health insurance. So that is why I sell it. It's not just about, oh, like, you know, making money, but it's about referring a brand that I actually have experience with, and the clients who I use for referrals to them have all had largely positive experiences. So I feel good about it. So yeah, this is gonna be my day, guys. I'm just gonna be hanging out, drinking some strong wine. Literally, and trying to take care of Meesh, let her nap, and just try to see if she can recover and feel better. And then hopefully we'll have a chance to go out and get some dinner tonight. But yeah, guys, you know, Southeast Asia comes with problems. I had clients some time ago who came over to teach. We lined them up with good jobs. They didn't have degrees or anything. We still found them good jobs, and they got there, and they were not ready for the air quality in Saigon. They were not ready for the traffic, the chaos, and they ended up going back to their country because they felt they had a better quality of life there. So don't think just because places are inexpensive that they don't come with trade-offs. You know, there's always trade-offs. There's positives and negatives to every place. I know it can feel like where you're from is the worst place in the world, but it's not necessarily. You know, it all depends on your perspective. Like for me, you know, in my path, this has been positive for me, you know, but everybody's different, and I don't pretend to understand what's right for everybody else. I'm just here to help facilitate and help connect if you do decide this is what you want for your life. So guys, this Dalat strong wine comes from Dalat, the Central Highlands of Vietnam. It is a 15% wine. I'm not a big drinker, but I do like a red wine once in a while. And you can see it's the Dalat, the Vang Dalat brand. And this is made with like mulberries. So it's a very fruity wine, easy to drink, very, very light. Yeah. And it does the trick, you know. So look, you guys can see sunset starting another hour or so. It's gonna be real pretty from up here. So of course I'm gonna show you guys. But yeah, again, I don't want to dissuade anybody from coming to Asia. Just, you need to have realistic expectations. There is no such thing as a perfect place, and you do need to take time to learn how to live here. It's not like a Western country where you just rock up and it's kind of like, you know, it's like relatively set up and things work the way they're supposed to work most of the time, right? Like here you need some flexibility, a sense of humor, and to just slow down a bit. But there are pros to that, and there's cons to that too, you know? So like what's right for me may not be right for you. So on our last day in Mui Ne, reflecting, what do I like about Mui Ne? What do I not like about Mui Ne? I like that everything's on one road. I don't like that that one road is like 20 kilometers long. So sometimes it can be very expensive going from point A to point B. I don't like that it's got a reputation for juicing foreigners with the cops and pulling them over for pretty much any possible reason. Not a huge fan of that. That would probably make living up here a little bit irritating. But there are ways to get your driver's license and be legal, so it's not an insurmountable task. Western food, much cheaper here than in Vung Tau, definitely much cheaper than in Saigon. Job opportunities, probably pretty slim, a little bit in Phan Thiet for teachers every once in a while. Possibly, if you're Russian, there could be some jobs in tourism, you know, catering to that market. As far as for businesses and stuff, you know, if you want to open a company in Vietnam, we can help you with that. Our Vietnamese partners can also help you source the real estate and whatever it is you want to do in the country. You let us know what you want to do, they'll come up with a number and they'll figure out a way to get it done. So yeah, business here would not be bad depending on what it is. There's a lot of people trying to be here, so the market has a lot of things, whereas in like a place like Vung Tau, there's a lot of things Vung Tau still lacks, and Vung Tau is a stronger economy with a port closer to Ho Chi Minh City. So for working online and just being somewhere nice, like probably hard to beat Mui Ne. For trying to make money in the local economy, you'd be better off in other cities, Hanoi, Saigon, Bien Hoa, places that are industrialized or semi-industrialized or have emerging markets. This is not really a place for that. This is like a place for surfing, a place for people who make some money online or who have businesses here that allow them to be here, like some of the food providers in the food courts and stuff. Some of the best Mexican food I've had in Asia. I mean, Meesh is still not feeling well, so I probably will sneak away to the food court tonight and have a feed myself. I'll probably just do it on a motorbike or something. But yeah, it's a nice place. It just depends on what you want from it. Same with the lot. Like, the lot's a nice place. Like, probably better to be a business owner than to be trying to be a teacher out there, though. I always tell people that if you want to have a straightforward and relatively easy process at becoming a business owner, then Cambodia is probably going to be the top choice in this part of the world. Vietnam and Thailand are complicated and involved, especially if you don't have all the capital. It can get quite messy, so it's not, I don't want to dissuade anybody and say, you know, because of course it can be done like anything, but you know, it is more difficult to move in these markets, but then these markets are more developed, they're larger markets. You know, Thailand, Vietnam are, you know, they're strong economies in this region, so something to think about, depending what you want out of your situation. Like, if you're coming over and you have low capital and you're just looking to teach English, you know, Vietnam's fantastic, but it's unlikely that you're gonna land jobs in Mui Ne or Nha Trang or Da Nang, and more likely you're gonna be in places like Hai Phong, Saigon, Hanoi, Bien Hoa, you know, Bin Yung, you know, Nong Nai, these kind of places. So it really kind of just depends on what you're trying to do. Like, I have a customer who's a programmer. He makes a lot of money. He pays $2,500 US. He lives in the center of Saigon in District 1 near to Don Quai Street. He's got a shopping mall in his building. He's got a view of like the old French part of Saigon. And for him, it's very cheap because he was living in Taiwan before, and he says he was paying much more for similar standards. So again, guys, like, it all depends on your situation. You know, like, for some people, it's very hard to argue with Vietnam. If you have enough money, this can be a very easy place to live, where you can have a very comfortable life, and a lot of things are convenient, and you have some beautiful places very near to you. But it's not the right situation for everybody, and you can come here with a low capital. You can come here just and try to work as an English teacher, scrape by. Lots of people do it, but just bear in mind, if things go south, you know, this is not a country where they'll treat you if you're sick. You need to have money. This is you know, not a country that will let you naturalize. And now there are people who have naturalized it. Like, certainly it's not impossible, but it's great, one of the probably more difficult places in the world to do so. So you will always be somewhat of a guest in terms of your visa status. Even if you marry, you'll be on exemptions, and you'll be able to stay in Vietnam, but you will not have any kind of real permanent roots or rights here. And it's really the same in all these countries in the region. I think that's what we need to learn in the West, is how the rest of the world operates. A lot of the rest of the world would never let us in, never let us naturalize, never let us own farmland, never even let us own a business without having local partners in some countries. I think we need to start doing exactly the same. We can learn a lot from places like Thailand. You know, we have one of the best markets in the world in the U.S. I mean, it makes tons of sense. You know, why should foreigners be able to come in and easily access our markets? You know, they should have to either bring a ton of capital, employ locals, or do something that contributes greatly to the society. Otherwise, why do we even need them, you know? And a lot of these Asian countries, living here for a long time now, and, you know, almost over a decade in Asia, I have definitely come around my thinking. I think people in the West are a bit naive. They don't realize how the rest of the world views it. You know, you are basically allowing people into your market for nothing, you know, to buy your homes, own your properties. Meanwhile, if you were trying to come to their countries, it'd be possible, but it'd be a sideshow. And even here, like, I can help you guys. Like, if you want to buy land in a place like Cambodia, we have people who can help you do that, even though technically you're not supposed to own it. There's ways to do it, right? Whereas in the States, we just let these people in, you know? We let them come in, we let them come in on visas, we let them take jobs from our people, we let them buy up our real estate, and it's very stupid. And I'm kind of optimistic with the changes that are happening with the Trump administration, but I mean, this is going to take some time, and I think the more that people travel and they learn the perspectives of others, the more that, you know, I think this will change, because, you know, these countries are very protectionist, and I don't see why that's a bad thing for us to do exactly the same thing. But that being said, you know, they preserve their culture, they preserve their way of life. Southeast Asia, you know, in general is safe, stable. I mean, there are some issues in places like Myanmar, of course, with the conflict, and there are underlying issues in all these countries. But, you know, in terms of like a peaceful, relatively safe societies, it's very hard to beat it out here, guys. And even if you can't naturalize and you can't stay long term, you know, Vietnamese are very hospitable, they're very entrepreneurial, and they're very focused on making money. And if you have that same mindset, you can definitely find people here who are receptive to ideas and will support you and who will help you figure out ways to make money. That's what I love about Vietnam. It's a place where you can come and you can definitely network with other entrepreneurs. And the Vietnamese have a very good work ethic, especially for the region. They really do get things done, and, you know, compared to other Southeast Asian countries, they do it in their own way for sure, but they do get it done. So yeah, this is a good place, you know, and you can visit places like Mui Ne, you can live in places like Saigon if you're a teacher, and, you know, save very good money, live a very low cost of living. Don't believe what you hear online, guys. You can absolutely get jobs here without degrees, and, you know, I have lots of videos where we go in depth on those topics. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check out our library, check out our playlists. If you want to really have a low cost of living, Mui Ne is very cheap. Very, very cheap. And the people are very nice generally in this province. They're very chill. It's a good place. I would live here. I would definitely. There are some issues, but that's what you get when you pay so little to live. You're going to have to expect some issues. And if you come expecting it to be like you're going to a Scandinavian country or something, you know, you might be in for a shock. See, this is where a lot of the online teachers get it twisted. Like the people you see all up in Facebook groups, like screaming at some kid for asking if you can get a teaching job. It's like these people, they want to like imagine that Vietnam is like where they're from in Austria or like Switzerland or like Canada or Australia. And it's not. It plays by its own rules. They have their own ways of doing things. And for the most part, we're all just along for the ride, right? So, you know, that's just my mindset is like, I don't pretend like I know anything. I base everything I know on what my Vietnamese partners tell me, you know, and I've always done that. And it's been a journey. It's been pretty crazy. But yeah, whatever you're looking to do out here, let us know. If you have to work in the local economy, I recommend this place for teaching jobs a lot. Not Mui Ne, but just Vietnam in general. And you can vacation to places like Mui Ne. And it's not going to break the bank to take trips. Like, you know. So, like I said, come with an open mind. Lots of pros, lots of cons. You're going to have to see if it's the right fit for you. But at least if you work with us, we can make sure that nobody takes advantage of you when you first arrive, and that you land with a reliable network of service providers, and if you're looking to work, a reliable network of HR contacts. So it looks like the plan for this evening is I'm gonna run out and retrieve Western food for my poor sick Meesh, and then I'm gonna bring it back here. But first I'm taking in this sunset. Little Mui Ne. Do you guys notice the density? It's like very low density compared to like Nha Trang or even compared to Vung Tau, you know? Very chill. If any of you guys watching are American citizens, definitely check out Charles Schwab. We have a referral link in the video description of every video. Charles Schwab is something I believe in. They refund all your overseas ATM fees if you have a checking account with them. And I also use them for the brokerage. I like that you can buy stock slices, so you can buy like small percentages of stocks rather than full stocks. It's a really cool feature that allows you to invest a little bit at a time over time. And I definitely feel good about recommending them. So yeah, if you're a US citizen, definitely check out the link for Charles Schwab in the description of this video and all our videos. Look at this sunset. I'm gonna run out and get food in a bit, but I just wanted you guys to take this in. All right, so I'm on the street for time. We're just gonna grab something close to the house. Meesh doesn't have a big appetite anyway, so I'm just gonna get her like some bread or something like that, so something very plain. And I'm gonna have a feed, so depending on which one of these places is busy or not busy, that'll determine if I go there to eat, so we'll see. And then I might try to sneak away and get a massage since it's my last night in town, but I wanna make sure she's fed and, you know, sleeping. So we think it might be dehydration, not food poisoning, because she was running around a lot when we first got here, and you know, dehydration can cause similar symptoms with the stomach and stuff. Guys, look how dark this alleyway is. So yeah, I'm gonna hit one of the spots at the end of the block. I don't know, we'll see which one, whichever one isn't busy. So this area is way less busy than the first night we were out here. There were so many people when we first got here, it was crazy. It seems a little more chill now, so I'm gonna see if there's any open spots. These guys are always booked up. Super busy all the time. So I'm gonna take a look and see which ones have the least people right now, and that'll determine where I eat. These guys are also supposed to be pretty good. Kind of more space available. All right, so I'll take a look at a few menus and let's see what's up. So I ended up at this place just next to the house. Sadly, not the one that has Cobra. It's called 69. Right next to where we're staying. I'm gonna get a feed and then bring Meesh back a feed so she's got something. She's just recovering. She thinks it might be dehydration, so I'm getting her some plain food. You know, we got her electrolytes and stuff, and then I may run out and get a massage maybe when she's in for the night. So yeah, it's been okay. Sucks Meesh getting sick and not feeling good. Otherwise, we could have done a little more, but this is what it is, guys. This is the reality. You know, you don't watch me because there's always a happy ending. You watch me because it's real. All right, so this is the first part of my order. I got some, oh, thanks, brother. I got some prawns with passion fruit sauce. They look pretty good. Gonna get my feed in. Like I said, I got some food for takeaway for the Meesh. But yeah, these look pretty good. So we'll see how. Try to get down on. All right, let's see. So this is like a passion fruit sauce they're doing. This is common in Vietnam. They like the passion fruit. Just gonna buy it. No, this place is good. I'm just I'm a little sad because I had other things I wanted to eat and do while I was here, but we'll be back. You know, whenever we're in Vietnam, Mui Ne is an easy day trip from Saigon or Vung Tau. These are really good. Passion fruit, awesome sauce. This is the Mi Sao Hai San. Looks pretty bomb to me. I gotta be full because I'm gonna try to have very little food tomorrow. This will be on the bus all day. It looks pretty bomb though, right? Let's give it a shot. A little soy sauce on this bitch. And, let's see. Grab some chopsticks and get down. Yeah, I'm sad it worked out the way it did, but either way I had fun. Had some good ass food while we were out here. Oh yeah. That is really good. That is a good ass fried noodles, and look at the portion. This is the bok choy covered in fried garlic. Really decent. Last but not least, I got a little cheese omelet for some protein. Also does not look bad. But I would say if you're staying in this general vicinity, any of these restaurants over here, they're all pretty good. Something like this in Boom Tao would be about $4 for an omelet like this with cheese inside. Obviously, you might get a little better quality cheese, but still very inexpensive here in Mui Ne. Anyways, we gotta go bring some grub back to Meesh. I'll let you know the price of the bill once I get it for everything, or what I ordered plus the food I'm bringing home, so you guys can get a sense for how inexpensive it is here. So the whole thing with Meesh's pancake and fruit take home ended up costing me a whopping $11.20 or 280,000 B&B Hai Cham Tam Mui. So again, Mui Ne, Ray Qua, very inexpensive. And I guess that's it for tonight, guys. If you enjoy authentic, real content, we try to bring you that sucker-free travel, prepare you for what you're really going to be dealing with. Take 2 seconds out of your day to subscribe. It only takes a second for you to click a button. It makes me a very happy bunny. And like the video, share, comment. You know, we appreciate it. I'm probably going to go just take care of Meesh. Maybe I'll sneak out later and get a massage when she's sleeping. I'm not sure. This kind of depends how she's doing. And thanks for watching today. I'm sorry we couldn't take you to the sand dunes. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed our little tech trip here through Dalat and Mui Ne.
Brush your face and wash your teeth, son.
Reborn abroad helped me retire in Vietnam.
Reborn abroad got me a job in Vietnam.
Reborn abroad got me a job in Vietnam.
Years later, we're still friends, so hit us up.
Reborn abroad, they're legit. They got me a job. I'm pretty happy.
Reborn abroad got me a job in Vietnam.
Reborn abroad got me a job.
Brush your teeth.
Hey, what's up? I'm D from Canada. Hook up with the New York Nomad if you want a smooth ride into Vietnam or any Southeast Asian countries.
Hey, my name is Aaron. Get in contact with the New York Nomads. If you want to get into Vietnam, hit them up. They'll get you in securely and professionally.
Yo, this is Uncle Hollywood. I'm telling you right now, the New York Nomad got me a job. He's legit. Hit him up. Check him out.
New York Nomad set me up in Vietnam.
Yo, my man got me a job. Come to Vietnam.
Hey, what's up, guys? You thinking about coming to Vietnam? You're not sure where to start. You've heard a lot of things online. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's not. We offer a consulting service where we help you get on your feet in Vietnam. We give you advice on negotiating contracts with employers. We help you with real estate agents, visa agents that are reliable and that you can trust. We help you get started in this amazing country and get on your feet. We help you get into different opportunities that might be more difficult for you if you were just landing in the country on your own. And we help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls and problems that you could have as a newcomer here. We provide you with reliable job recruiters, visa agents, real estate agents, and advice. If you guys are thinking about coming to Vietnam, hit us up for a consultation. We'll help you get started, help you get on your feet, and hopefully you'll love Vietnam as much as we do.